Ladies and gentlemen, it is a terrific Tuesday here for this Money Manzel MMA production. And since it is a Tuesday, that means we are bringing back the Money Manzel MMA criteria for each fight week. So, what is this criteria, you ask? Well, first up, autism. Listen, when we're predicting these fights, we've got about 5 key points of criteria. Every single time, autism is going to be number one. Now, obviously, I've got real predictions on Thursday. Please, watch those. If you feel like it. But either way, for the Money Manziel's sake, autism is number one. There's nothing more important in picking fights than who has more autism. Second, aura slash TikTok editability. If you are an MMA fighter in 2025, especially in the UFC, you have to be editable. You have to be edit worthy, whether it's sad edits, whether it's these hard, like testosterone boosting edits. Whatever it may be, you need to be in those edits. You need to carry that with you. So that's number two for sure. Number three, IQ. If you're a dumb human being, if you are a Leon Edwards type of human being, if you are I'm gonna go real niche here. If you're a Felipe dos Santos type of human being, BJJ nerd kind of guy, sit on your back and throw up submissions for no reason. Kind of a Kevin Holland-esque guy actually, but that's number three. Number four, plot armor, very much the DDP style. And we got like Gene Silva types, the fighting nerds for a while. Plot armor went well in their favor, except for Carlos Pratas and Ian Gary fight. It obviously runs out eventually. And then our last one. This doesn't apply for the pay per view, but it is a good criteria. Just kind of somebody who's gonna rock a tough fit during like fight week. Like you're looking at the embedded or like the countdown to their Instagram, and they're kind of rocking a hard fit. You're like, damn, that's a cool graphic tee. I wish I had that. Or okay, jeans and the fucking cowboy hat. That's tough. Whatever it may be. These are the five most important criteria when predicting an MMA fight. Anybody who tells you that autism and editability are not numbers one and two in predicting UFC fights accurately, just honestly punch them in the face. Go into your local gas station right now, take your hand, put it in the cash register, and tell them that autism is the most important part of predicting fights. Either way, first fight on this main card, Nikita Krylov and Bogdan Guskov. I should clarify if you're a first time viewer that we only do the main card for this prediction video, but on Thursday we do the whole card. Let's get back to it. Nikita Krylov, 33 years old. April, he was knocked out by Dominic Reyes and knocked out badly. He is almost a minus 200 favorite here. He's finished 28 of 30 fights. He's been finished in 8 of 10 losses. On the Bogdan Guskov side, I think the questions surrounding him are more about level of opponent. You're talking about he lost to Volkan Ozdemir in his debut. He's a KO win over, I believe, Zach Pualga, who just got KO'd in Karate Combat. And he has a KO win over Ryan Spann, and he also subbed Billy Elikana, I believe, in his last fight. So he's got a lot of finishing ability, obviously 17 finishes and 17 wins. So, in my opinion, I'm going to take Bogdan Guskov, and I'm going to tell you why. Never mind the skill thing. Listen, we need the basic bitch fucking every single week or every single fight week for Bogdan Guskov. Oh, Anthony Smith is here, guys. Where's Anthony Smith if he's fighting? There's probably going to be like an Anthony Smith tweet that goes viral that's like, oh, I didn't know I came out of retirement. You're going to get those every time that Bogdan Guskov fights, and it's carried him so far in his career, so might work again. He kind of looks sneaky like Alexander Usyk, but that's another conversation. And if we're actually going off, like, the reality of this world, Krylov got knocked out, what was it, 3 months ago? Out cold? Versus Dominic Reyes, there's no way he was able to train for at least a couple of weeks, and he still cannot be all the way there. I hate this for Nikita Krylov. The UFC's just trying to boost a prospect, and it's going to work. This guy looks like one of the hitmen from the Hitman video games. Scary looking fella, evil looking fella. I think Bogdan Guskov's going to knock him out, by the way. Either way, Asu Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. Almabayev is a wrestler, a primary wrestler. He's got decent striking, kind of flashy Kazakhstani style striking, where big punches, kind of crazy unorthodox kicks. Ochoa's super powerful, technical. He's finished all 8 of his wins. His only loss is to Loner Kavanaugh, which was a razor thin fight where he hurt Kavanaugh in moments when Kavanaugh was a huge favorite. Um, I'm going to be going Asu Amabayev, though. And the only reason I'm picking Asu Amabayev, even though Ochoa could very easily win this, Jose Ochoa in the Kavanaugh fight. Go back and watch this if you have time. It's a good fight. His coach, every time that Ochoa lands a leg kick or throws a leg kick, goes, "Woo!" Every single time. Every single time. This guy fucking faints at range. Woo! It's so unbelievably annoying to listen to. If he does it again in this fight, I will genuinely punch my monitor. So I'm gonna go Suoma Bayev. He also held his own versus Cop. He took a round off of him. So and he got kind of eye poke finished. So I think he really hung in there with the best, and I think that Ochoa is not the best yet. So I'm gonna go Suoma Bayev for this fight, even if it's 50-50. I'll probably have a better explanation on Thursday when I do the actual predictions. Next up, featured fight of the main card: Shara Bullet Z Pirate Magomedov versus Marc Andre Barrio. Shara's a massive favorite, understandably. I will say that he's never been hurt in a fight, but this is kind of wide for a guy in Marc Andre who has legitimate finishing potential. Shara's finished 12 of 15 wins. He's coming off the loss versus MVP in Abu Dhabi, and I believe, was it February? Um, and or not Abu Dhabi, I think it was Saudi Arabia. But either way, Marc Andre Barrial coming off the KO win over Bruno Silva. Before that, he had lost a bunch in a row. So this is a very interesting fight to me. I'm gonna pick Shara Bullet. I may get real hardcore and pick MAB in the actual predictions, but Shara Bullet, there's no way that they're letting him lose a decision. Okay, they let him lose one because it was so wide versus MVP. It was too big to rig, if you get what I'm saying. But it was so wide to MVP that they could not find a way to give it to Shara Bullet. He did not throw enough. He could not figure out MVP's range and timing. And even in his fights with Mikhail Olowachechuk, that was a very close fight. The scorecards did not indicate that, but that was a razor thin fight. If you look back at it, Magomedov was hurt in moments. He got taken down. Bruno Silva took him down. Magomedov solely won because of the damage he did off his back and kind of looking cool and throwing cool kicks. I think you're going to get a similar thing here. The difference is that MAB is really a kind of go hard or go home type of guy. He's not very skillful anymore. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be a little too confident here. I think Shar could clip him for sure. But the guy does not have this power that he shows on paper. He really kind of has weak hands for the sake of boxing. The kicks are strong, but he hasn't really knocked anyone out with kicks. He had a double spinning back fist that Petrosian was still fine on the ground against. I do wonder if this goes past the second round. Shara tends to fade. Will he fade again? But no world will they let Shara Bullet lose. We need the Z Pirate edits, the fucking Randall Stan edits on my For You page. So obviously, Garbrandt to stand the 25-minute blood. I think this guy's gonna win this fight. They're not letting him lose. Split decision robbery win for Shara. Next up, co-main event: Piotr Jan versus Marcus McGee. Piotr Jan's finished 8 of 18, but the kid's just got a nasty fighting style. He's tough. He's got aura. Marcus McGee's finished 9 of 10. He's also tough. He looks like he's 70 years old though. He did get submitted in his one loss, but I believe that was way back in the day. And way back in the day is about accurate for Marcus McGee. This fucking old guy. You are a 35-year-old man and you are a prospect in the sport. Find a hobby. Find something else to do. There is no way that you should be 35 and trying to be a contender at bantamweight. Fucking dog, we gotta work at McDonald's. He lives in Arizona, I think. Go work at In-N-Out. Give me my animal style fries or some shit. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know the terminology. I've never been to In-N-Out. But either way, Piotr Jan is winning this fight mainly because Marcus McGee is 35 years old. I had a similar logic, unfortunately, for Varetnikov. But they robbed my boy Francisco Prado. It is what it is. It's why we pick against all these old prospects, because we don't want you in the sport. We want some youth, man. You're not going to be around. McGee's going to have 2 more years of decent level. Probably 1 more year. 35 years old, gang. Give it up. But Piotr Jan is going to aura farm. There's going to be a TikTok edit with like him talking about the robbery where they're like, "Oh, Piotr, like, what did you think about the decision?" Well, my son said, "Brother, what the fuck is this?" And then apparently it's a bad translation, but it is what it is. But yeah, the edits are tough for Piotr Jan. They always are. We are beating Marcus McGee. We are murder. We are Jan by murder. Fans, stand up. It's gonna happen again. I've got faith. So I'm going Piotr Jan. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna keep that the same rather. On Thursday, I'm picking Piotr Jan all day. Finally, the main event of the evening: Robert Whittaker. This card is very top heavy now that Evloev and Pico is in here. But Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ritter. Whittaker coming off the loss against Hamzat Chimaev in October, and Reinier de Ritter coming off the win against Bo Nickel in May. Very active for de Ritter. Actually, October to July is not that bad. Whittaker usually takes a full year off before he fights again, so at least he's back. Both are 34. This is kind of their last run, both of them. I think if de Ritter loses, he kind of slides out of relevancy. If Whittaker loses, what is the path back to the top for Whittaker if he loses to RDR? That would be two straight losses. But he's finished 16 of 27. De Ritter's finished 18 of 20, 13 of those being submissions. I am going to go with Robert Whittaker, though. RDR is built for this criteria. I know he is because he's just a goofball in there. But I hate being gaslit by MMA fans about who's going to win fights. I will say that same logic worked against me for Paulo Costa, but I was not aware that he was doing cocaine at that press conference. If I had known about the cocaine, I would have picked Paulo Costa to win. I think that you're gonna get a lot of the Robert Whittaker like shirt where it says like you can't outrun the raper or whatever that shirt was. Um, but either way, I'm not being gaslit. I still remember picking Andreas Gustafsson in my prediction videos versus Chaos Williams. I was like, he's gonna dominate Chaos. Chaos sucks. And all of MMA Twitter was like, no man, Chaos is a marauder. You can't get hit by that right hand. So I think Whittaker's going to point fight a 49-46 decision. If RDR wins this fight, man, we have lost all hope in MMA. RDR went life and death with Gerald Meerschaert in his debut. Like, life and death. Watch that fight back. He was dying at the end of that fight when he got the arm triangle. They were both laying on the ground, like, sprawled out. Um, so I'm going to go Robert Whittaker. If he loses this fight, good God, man. I mean, we got to have some shame, but either way, I'm picking Robert Whittaker, and that is going to do it for the Money Manzel MMA criteria, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. If you're new, like, comment, and subscribe. I have zero clue what video I'm making tomorrow. It'll probably be a rant about, like, the Apex or some, like, bullshit tier list. I'm not really sure yet. Hopefully it'll be funny. Either way, TikTok is at Money Manzel MMA. We're almost at 200 followers over there, so that would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, I have a new TikTok and new YouTube short that comes out every day at the same time as my YouTube videos come out. So, who else is putting out a video a day like me? I don't think anyone else is. I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.